Nestled deep in the green valleys of southeastern Nigeria was a village called Umudim. The land was rich, the rivers blessed, and the people proud. But Umudim was a place of unspoken rules. Everyone knew not to enter the Ani forest after sundown. Everyone knew never to whistle at night. And everyone knew that when the moon was full and red, it was better to sleep with your doors locked and the prayers said twice. It was in this village, on a glowing harvest moon night, that the most beautiful girl in all of Umudim was to be married. Her name was Adaora. Adaora was the daughter of the late herbalist Mama Ugochi and the palm wine tapper Okafor, who had died years ago in a strange accident, his body found curled beneath the silk cotton tree, eyes wide open, as if he'd seen something terrible before his last breath. Despite her orphaned life, Adaora grew with grace. Her beauty was unmatched. Skin like smooth palm kernel, eyes like midnight, voice soft as rain. But what people remembered most was a quiet sadness. She often stood by the stream, staring into the distance. Some said she spoke to herself. Others said she heard voices. Obinna, the village blacksmith's son, had loved her since they were children, brave and strong with shoulders like carved stone and laughter that shook the market stalls. He was the only one Adaora ever truly smiled for. So when he asked for her hand, she said yes. And the village rejoiced. The wedding was the most lavish Umudim had seen in years. Palm wine flowed like rivers. Drummers pounded rhythms that made the earth hum. Elders gave blessings. Masquerades danced. But Adaora was quiet. Even as they painted her hands with calm wood and braided her hair with coral beads, she remained still, watching the forest from her window. Her best friend, Ngozi, pulled her aside. "Why do you look so afraid? You should be happy." Adaora looked her in the eye. "I have seen this day before, in a dream, and in the dream, I vanish." Ngozi laughed nervously, thinking it was cold feet, but Adaora's hands were ice cold. As the sun dipped below the hills and lanterns were lit, an old woman, Mama Ijoma, the village madwoman, stood outside the ceremony, whispering curses. "You did not listen," she spat. "The forest remembers. It always takes what is owed." The guests laughed her off. Children threw groundnut shells at her. She limped away, cackling. But the elders exchanged nervous glances. They remembered something. A story. A girl. Another wedding night. Long ago. At midnight, the village was alive. Obinna and Adaora had completed the traditional rites. Drums beat louder. Women danced with fireballs on their heads. Spirits were said to join the celebration. Obinna left the circle to fetch Adaora from her hut. He found the door open, the beads swaying. She was gone. Panic set in. A search party was raised. They called her name. Dogs were sent. Hunters spread out. At dawn, they found her wedding wrapper by the edge of the Ani forest, just beside the stream, floating, no footprints, no struggle, only silence. Obinna did not eat for days. He sat by the forest, calling her name. The chief priest warned him, "The gods take what belongs to them. She walked where no one walks. She is gone." But Obinna remembered her eyes, the dreams she spoke of, the fear. So he went to Mama Ijoma. She gave him a charm made of kola nut and tortoise shell. "If you truly love her, enter the forest. But know this, not all who enter come back whole or come back at all." That night, Obinna walked into the forest of Ani. The air inside the forest was cold and heavy. Leaves whispered names. Shadows moved like smoke. Obinna called, "Adaora." Nothing. Then, a voice. Why have you come? From the mist, Adaora appeared, dressed in white, eyes glowing like fireflies. You should not be here, she said. Obinna ran to her, but she stepped back. You don't belong here. This is where my mother came, and her mother, and now, me. She pointed to the ground. A circle of light glowed. This is where the women of my blood return. We were marked from birth. The village never knew, but the spirits did. He cried. Then take me too, let me stay. A rustle, a deep voice from nowhere. One must leave, one must stay. Obinna looked at Adaora. She shook her head, tears in her eyes. If you stay, you will die. If you leave, I am lost forever. Obinna knelt. Then take me. The next morning the village was silent. Ngozi walked to the stream, still hoping. And there she was, Adaora, walking barefoot, alone, eyes dim, voice quiet. Obinna, she whispered. He was gone. His body never found, only his bracelet, resting at the edge of the forest. Adaora never married again. She became the village healer, wise, distant, beautiful. People came from far to hear her speak, but she never entered the forest again. They say the Ani forest is alive, that it holds the women of a forgotten bloodline, that when they marry, they vanish unless love is offered in sacrifice. And every wedding night since, brides leave a token by the forest, a bead, a lock of hair, a whispered prayer. They say the forest sometimes returns them, sometimes. At the stream where the wrapper was found, a tree now grows, tall and strange. Its leaves hum at night, and if you listen closely, it sings a name, Obinna. Not all love stories end with happily ever after. Some end with echoes in the trees, and some never end at all. So next time you pass a forest at night and feel it breathe, do not whistle, just walk.